Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today, and thank you to everyone that watched the last two videos in connection to the Encrochat raids. This story continues on from that, and it was sent to us by a Dutch subscriber, so thank you to everyone that's watching outside of the UK. Today it has emerged that Dutch police have arrested 6 men and discovered a makeshift prison complete with a torture room. Police raided a warehouse and uncovered 7 shipping containers that had been converted into cells and featured a heat and soundproof torture chamber. They had dentist chairs in, pliers, scalpels and handcuffs. The discovery was made last month by Dutch investigation, codenamed 26 Lamont. It was based on leads generated from the encrypted phone network Encrochat, recently hacked by European police teams. They have arrested hundreds of suspects based on the encrypted messages, and the Dutch police estimate over 20 million messages have been intercepted since April the 1st, ironically April Fool's Day.
Politie! 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 Zijn nog niet rond, zijn nog niet rond. Ja. Politie! Politie! Zo. Ruimte vrij. Politie! Ruimte vrij! Politie! Kijk eens! Fucking hell! Huh?
The 6 men were arrested on the 22nd of June on suspicion of crimes including preparation of kidnap, serious assault, hostage taking, extortion and participation in a criminal organisation. 2 of the men were arrested on suspicion of possessing weapons. The investigation began in April and Dutch police conducted surveillance on a 40-year-old man at The Hague. They coincidentally stumbled across him during their investigations, and at the time little was known about him, but a further investigation into his finances revealed he was connected to a warehouse in Wouwse Plantage, a small village in the southwest of the Netherlands, close to the Belgian border. He led an existence under the radar, but our investigation showed that he probably used the shed in Wouwse Plantage. When we turned our attention to the shed, the Operation 26 Lamont gave us access to important chat contacts of the suspect via the Encrochat telephone. This is what was said by the chief investigator, Janine Vandenberg. The team in The Hague was given access to the messages, referred to the treatment room and the Abbey, supposedly a reference to a high-security Dutch prison. The messages also revealed the identities of several potential victims, all of whom are alleged to be active in the Dutch criminal circuit. They were given warnings by the police and they all went into hiding. Dutch news reports that today's announcements gives a chilling insight into the increasingly violent Dutch criminal underworld, which is involved in the large-scale production and trafficking of drugs. A second warehouse near Rotterdam is thought to have served as a base of operations. The police found stolen cars, firearms, police uniforms, and also stop signs and bulletproof vests. A total of 25 weapons were seized from the suspects, along with 24 kilos of MDMA. Several suspects are believed to have been trained pilots also. Video released by the police showed heavily armed arrest teams blasting down the door of the warehouse and discovering the improvised prison. Another armed team detained a suspect in Rotterdam. 6 of the containers were intended as cells in which people would be tied up, and 1 container was intended as a torture chamber. Andy Krag, who is the head of the police's National Investigation Service, said that they prevented a number of serious crimes. Dutch police say that the sea containers were not fully ready, but it is thought that the sound insulation pads and heat insulation foil had been installed. A chemical toilet and cameras were also fitted to the container. He went on to say the terms that were used in the chat was really shocking. My investigators, even the people who were in business for 40 years, said they had never experienced anything like it. A search of the containers uncovered bags containing tools including hedge cutters, scalpels and pliers. The tools were likely to be intended to torture victims or at least put them under pressure, the police said. A court in Amsterdam ordered the 6 suspects were held for 90 days as the investigation continues. This is a great result, they said, for 26 Le Mans investigation. Krag said, and take it from me, many more results will follow. We were one step ahead of them, and intervening in time, we prevented serious crime. Dutch police said the investigations are based on the interception of millions of messages from the Encrochat phones. They have made good the use of the fact that criminals blindly trust crypto communications and talk freely. We got a wealth of criminal reports that allowed us to expose much of the underworld, the leaders, the key figures, their trade and their working methods. The reports gave us a detailed insight into the underworld, the ease which they talk about things, and for example, accounts of torture remains disconcerting. We now know even better how they work, a true game changer for the investigations in the future. The Dutch Operation 26 Le Mans was summarised in more than 100 suspects arrested for serious crimes, confiscated 20 million euros in cash, seizure of 8,000 kilos of cocaine, 1,200 kilos of crystal meth, 19 synthetic drug labs have been dismantled, dozens of firearms taken off the streets. They believe they've prevented potential assassinations or attempted murders, similar to what they said in the investigations in the UK. And this is very similar to what's happening worldwide right now. And I'm sure these cases are going to continue for some time yet. So I really appreciate you joining me for this story. And please leave your comments and let's have a discussion and we'll get back to as many people as possible. Please don't forget to follow us online at Scarcity Studios on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And I really appreciate you joining me today. Peace.
I'll do it. I'm gonna start